gun, but it's also been applied to war.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I have to take this.
Why would they do that in the middle of school?
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on your acceptance to Harvard's class of 2024.
Thank you so much, Dean Kingsley. August can't come soon enough.
Indeed. Now, will you give my regards to your father, and please, thank him for the rum he sent. Veritas.
Made sure she got in.
Son of a
Butterfinger?
Once again, my father meddled in my affairs and apparently bought my way into their ivy-covered walls with rum, threats, money, charm. Who knows? It's humiliating and infuriating. This is what he does. He fake sold me 2 businesses and then conned me into running them, successfully might I add, then charged me protection. He lured my boyfriend into crime and then tried to kill him in front of a crowd at an illegal boxing match. He had my mother arrested, and the pièce de résistance, he brought his secret, illegitimate daughter back to Riverdale to try and make me jealous.
You and your father are obsessed with each other.
You're diagnosing me with daddy issues?
And you see him as your ideal future self.
No, that's baseless. I have no desire to become my father. I have zero respect for him.
And yet he has instilled in you a drive that is perhaps the reason why you are so successful. You're locked in a constant battle for identity with your father. You're driven by compulsive forces like love, sexuality, obsession. Acknowledging that the tether exists is the first step towards breaking it.
Electra murdered Agamemnon. What are you saying, Mrs. Burble?
Obviously, I'm not suggesting murder, but rather to cut ties with him for good. He's trolling you, so why not ghost him? Well, it only works if you actually want to walk away. Do you?
Good
Yes.
question.
No matter what, you do not engage with your father on his terms. You may be his hubris, but he can't be yours, or else he will be your downfall. You're locked in a dance of death with your father, Veronica. So my last question is this. Who's leading? Him or you?
He's got us competing to ghostwrite the next one. But what's the point? It's rigged. He's a thief, and he has a grudge against anyone with the name Forsyth, starting with my grandfather the first.
You have a persecution complex. Are you paranoid, chasing windmills? So you have a reasonable excuse to neglect your real work, writing?
Oh, is that your advice after everything I just said? Just do your homework, kid.
Well, I'm wondering if the real reason why you're so focused on proving that the Baxter Brothers belongs to your family is because you're afraid. Are you insecure about your own talent as a writer?
I'm not going to be psychoanalyzed by someone who doesn't know the phrase tilting at windmills. It's about recognition. It's about not letting some ascot steal my family's achievements.
From what you're describing, this investigation is trying to get those very things you claim to hate. An inheritance, status, prestige.
I'm not trying to be like that.
No, clearly. Better not to try at all. Fulfill their expectation that you're a bum, then claim that they didn't give you a chance. That is the easy path. Now, your father, on the other hand, he took a harder one. He's the sheriff now. Came from a poor household with an abusive father and did the work to transform himself and sacrificed so you could succeed. I bet he was very supportive of you going to Stonewall Prep.
Yeah, practically dragged me there.
And you repay him by going on this quest to prove that the man that caused him immeasurable pain is some kind of wronged hero. How do you think that makes him feel? Maybe instead of lionizing your grandfather, you should try seeing him through your father's eyes. I won't think you less smart if you admit that I'm right.
My poor dad. So selfish.
No. You're just a high school senior from Riverdale.
You're underpaid, aren't you?
And overqualified. Which means I don't expect anyone to change habits overnight. If you're going to see this mystery about the Baxter Brothers authorship through, don't fall back on conjecture or righteous anger. Do the work. You know? Investigate.
I still don't trust this lady yet, but she
Keep
is.
the rest of it. You're the last one today.
She does like make very valid points. I'm just gonna say.
Wow, what's all this?
I love you. Well, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I don't think I say that enough.
Let's give her money back.
I love you most too, Mom.
I live in the apartment building in the north end of Sketch Alley, and the man who lives down the hall, I think he hits my mom, and I think she needs help.
Here it goes. You don't want people to think you're an idiot, and then you go and do shit like this.
Promise me no matter what the contents of this envelope, you're here for me. Cheryl, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love you. Nothing would ever change that.
It was negative.
Negative. Negative. TT, I'm 100% Cheryl Marjorie Plaza.
Babe, I love seeing you this happy, but what does that mean?
It means that Verbal was right. Someone is trying to drive me mad. But once I find out who this depraved monster is, I will unleash a wrath upon them so wicked they will wish they had been consumed in their mother's womb.
Oh, she's drinking the
What's
rum,
the matter,
isn't
Daddy?
she?
Why did I get a call from Dean Kingsley informing me that you turned down your acceptance to Harvard?
Walking through those ivory towers, I'd be letting you dictate the rest of my life. The next 20 years would be mapped out by you. I'm finished living your version of my life. You don't get to own my future. But there is one way to end this. I have to kill you. Don't worry. I wouldn't stoop to your level to murder. No. I'm going to kill you on the battlefield you cherish above all others. Business. I'm going to take you on, head to head, and destroy you. Just like Oedipus and Electra did to their daddies. And when I'm done, I will bury your battered and beaten carcass and be free of you.
I don't think that's what the
Once and
counselor
for
was
all.
suggesting.
But my rum will be far superior.
Not even legal to drink it, let alone make it.
You really captured the essence of the Baxter Brothers, but you made it your own.
And I caught up on all my college applications, so wait, I wanted to show you something. He was in the Quill and Skull Literary Society with my grandfather. I tracked down all the original members.
Yeah, of course, they could tell you something about what your granddad and DuPont were
They
like
all
back
dead?
then.
But guess what? Theodore is not the only one who suffers an accident. Begs the question, are these all horrible, suspicious accidents?
Murders. Jug, if you're right, you need to transfer.
We're so close to this. I can feel it.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
So back to this
Are
now.
you sure these are the three suspects you saw that night?
It's definitely them.
Those are the kids we saw kill Jughead.
Still don't buy it, but okay. Alright guys, so that is the end of episode 8. Okay, so this wasn't just about getting Cheryl help. This was kind of like everybody needed help. Like I said, I really don't know if I trust the counselor. She's made very valid points, and some of the people took it. Archie didn't. Veronica, I don't think did. I mean, I really don't think that is what the counselor was suggesting for her to do. So, but you know, I guess that's what makes Archie and Veronica a great couple, I guess. They both don't really make the smarter decisions, but that's fine. So they went back at the end here to the supposed murder of Jughead and saying that Betty, Archie, and Veronica did it. Like I said, I don't buy it. I still think it's part of the story that Jughead is writing. Sorry if you hear that. My husband is walking around upstairs. But yeah, I don't know. This was an okay episode. I'm really interested in the counselor. I hope she's a good person. I hope she isn't some, you know, secret evil person that's like manipulating the children behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, it's really all there is to say about this episode. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, please give this video a like. If you have any suggestions, anything you'd like me to react to, please leave that down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.